Ẹ kú ilé o. A kú ọdún o. I know children are doing really well with their Yoruba class. But if I have to do my goodwill message for the Yoruba class in Yoruba, my own Yoruba might be too too expensive for them. So we really appreciate what the language class has been doing, and the zeal, the keen interest that our youngsters have put into the language class. One thing that is very important to one in life is not to lose his language. When you lose your language, you lose your identity. And a lot goes with that. And even for those that believed in supreme being, God even made it in a way, even though we probably always look at it as a sickness. You'll be surprised when you see someone that lived in a foreign land, have a good command of the language of that place. When they get to a certain stage in life, they're getting old and dementia setting, they get to revert back to their mother tongue. Even someone that have never spoken that language for a very, very long time, they revert back to it, and they will struggle to speak the new language or the foreign language that they've adopted over many years. And I remember my nieces back in the US, they always say something. They said, the moment my mom starts speaking Yoruba to you, you know you're in a big mess. One other thing we do with our language is when we are so frustrated and we've moved to a certain point that things, now you're going to get into trouble, we revert back into that language. So thank you everyone for making it here today. We did tag it Ibeji Day celebration, but as a matter of fact, it's a celebration of all our kids. It's a celebration of all the youth in our community. And I want to focus my point on resilience. And resilience in the sense that we can look at it in so many ways. We've just coming out of COVID. We've been shut down for like more than 2 years before we started opening up. Some of us, including the children, they have to adapt a new way of life, a new way of learning, a new way of making friendship, a new way of relating, and which has actually become a new normal for us, even as adults. We do struggle as an adult throughout this period, and you can imagine how the kids will even struggle with that as well. But we're coming out of that. We're doing really well, and things are really turning around. By the way, you probably see some health practitioner at the back. I'm not sure if it's been mentioned. Like if you haven't got your fourth, I think it's the fourth one, if you haven't got your fourth vaccine, this is a very perfect opportunity for you to have that. You don't have to go queue up anywhere. You can just see them at the back and you get your jab and you'll be fine. Thank God for science. We had the COVID vaccine, and we band together as a nation, as a worldwide actually to fight COVID in one voice. Now, going back to Ibeji, for daddies and mommies in the house, they probably will. I don't think I was born at that time when. Ibejis are quite a very sacred being, to the point that even they get killed. They put them in the evil forest Because when you have Ibeji in those years, with the culture, they put them in evil forest because they believe that they are sacred being. But time has passed. Things have really gone for the better. There has been more understanding, more knowledge, to the point that even when you have a twin now, it's so celebrated, it's so like it's always a welcome thing, even to have one, not to talk of to have two at the same time. And you'll be surprised in the whole wide world, I think Nigeria happens to be one of the countries that have probably the highest number of twins. I don't know why. I don't know if anyone here, anyone have maybe researched into that science. You'll be surprised there's hardly any single family in Nigeria that hasn't got a twin in their lineage. When you push it back to maybe the third or the fourth generation, you'll find a twin in that family. And it's quite interesting in that way. So it is a beautiful thing. Having a twin, even having a kiss is a very beautiful thing, not to talk of having a two at the same time. And then some will come in a very identical way. Some that they look so much alike. My first cousins, they are twin boys to the point that even their dad mistook them for each other. We love kids, we love our children, and we love what they represent. Now talking about resilience, I've just sort of think of some of the things that we could do. To be resilient means to have that extra push, to have that strength to be able to withstand the pressure that comes our way. And one of the ways that we can ensure that is for us to always, as a kids, even as an adult, to always think of making a connection. It's very important. Don't let us stay in our own isolated. You know what? At least we can appreciate it better, even with the COVID lockdown. We know how hard it is to be in a lockdown. So please, it's always important to make a connection, and it is always important to learn how to help others. And this goes with our kids as well. If you've got friends in school, friends you know in the community that you know that they're struggling in one way or the other, always reach out to them, and just a simple, hey, hello, are you okay? It goes a very long way. I know the youngsters, they are very glued to their electronic gadgets these days, like they make a lot of friends on electronic gadgets, but it's always good to have a physical friends as well, learn how to help others. And I will mention that it's good for us to maintain a daily routine as well. Adult children, it's good to have a daily routine, something that gets us going, something that keeps us going, something that keeps us engaged, keeps us active. And in the scheme of all things, it's important for us to learn how to take a break. And part of it is what we are doing now. Let's do something different from what we normally do. It's good to have a routine, but it's always good to have a break as well. Do something different from what you normally do. It might just be going for a walk. It might be catching up with friends. It might be doing things like just break away from your normal routine and do something and kick back. It's always very important. And self-care. Part of this is a self-care as well. It's very, very important to look after ourselves, to know when we've had enough, when we need to kick back, when we need to have a break. And I will also encourage us that when we have a goal, it is important for us to always move forward with it. When we set a goal for ourselves, it is important for us to move forward with it. And very importantly, our self-esteem. Have that positive self-esteem. have a positive view about a life. Always look forward to a better tomorrow. Things might be so rough. Don't think it's going to remain that gloomy and doomy for a very long time. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. That is very, very important. And to round it up, it's important for us to always keep things in perspectives. It might be rough here, it might be rough there. There's always a reason for everything, and don't think that will be the end of it. There's always a good outcome to everything. So I would like to use the opportunity to thank everyone for coming. Youngsters, they look really gorgeous. I hope I'll have opportunity to have a photo with everyone before we finish today. And we're going to have so much fun today. And special thanks to the school language school principal, Mrs. Adetifa. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Thank you.